I gained 36 kilograms over the last 2 years, and as you can see on the thumbnail, I got pretty jacked. And my goal with this video is to help you do the same. So the first thing, choose a split. A split is basically how you structure your training throughout the week. It doesn't even have to be a week, it can be an 8-day cycle like I do. So basically my personal split, I follow like a push-pull leg split over 8 days. So basically, I train 3 times in a row, 3 days in a row, 3 days, and then I take a rest day, but not like a full rest day. I still do cardio, some martial arts, but mostly rest. I don't do any strength training on that day. Then I'll do 3 days again, and then I rest again. And on the first day of the week, or the first day of my cycle, you could say, I have a push workout. So today was the first day of the cycle for me. So it's Tuesday, first of the cycle. But last week, the workout that I did today was on Monday. So I'll be kind of understand what I mean. The workout that I did today, last week, it was on Monday. Now this week is on Tuesday. Next week is going to be on Wednesday. So because it's an 8-day cycle, it kind of moves forward a little bit. But basically on Monday I have a push workout. Not on Monday, but the first day of the cycle I have a push workout. So today that was working out like this today. I train my chest, my shoulders, and my triceps. It's a push A workout. So basically I basically have train each muscle group 2 times per week. So any split that allows you to train each muscle group 2 times per week is good enough. It can be any split, it can be full body, it can be push-pull legs like I do, it can be upper, lower, it can be anything, but as long as it allows you to train each muscle group 2 times per week, it's probably good enough. But maybe even 3 times, but that's not such an extra, it doesn't give you such an extra benefit. And then on the second day of the week, of the cycle, I have a pull workout. So I train biceps, forearms, and back. And then on the third day of the cycle, I train legs. So my whole lower body. Legs, quads, hamstrings, leg squats, what the fuck? Quads, hamstrings, calves, so basically that. And then I have a kind of a rest day, but not fully rest day, I still do martial arts and everything. And then after that rest day, that pseudo rest day, I have a workout again. So I do a push workout, but it's not at the same workout that I had on the first day of the cycle. So it's a push workout, but it's a little bit different. I don't do the same exercises. I have other exercises that I do on that push workout. Then I have a pull workout, but the exercises are still a little bit different from the first pull workout. So I don't do the same exercises that I did on the first pull workout. And then I have another leg workout, which is by far my favorite workout of the week, where I do leg press. And I don't want to get into a tangent, but leg press, if you do it correctly, it's fun. It's the best, for me, the best quad exercise you can do. Like, it's so fun because it hurts, like it's painful. Like, it's a weird thing. It's so painful, but it's so fun to do. Just try to leg press if you haven't. But yeah, any muscle group, any split that allows you to train each muscle group 2 times per week is probably good enough. And then when you find your split, it can be upper, lower, it can be full body, it can be push-pull legs. When you find the split for you, structure it, know which muscle group you train on which day, and then try to do 1 to 3 exercises per muscle group. Often 1 to 2 is good enough, but on some muscle groups you can do 3, but I would recommend you 1 to 2 is probably good enough. So for example, for me, for chest on each session. So it can be, like I said, when I say 1 to 2, I'd say per session for each muscle group. For example, for my chest today, the 2 exercises I did for my chest were incline barbell press and then the dip. I did some dips. And basically, those were the 2 exercises I did for chest. And then for triceps, I also did 2 exercises. So basically, I did the French press, this one with the dumbbell, and then I did dips. The dips is an exercise, it's compound. It's kind of both chest and triceps. Probably a little bit more tricep, but it still stimulates the chest. And then for shoulders, I did 1 exercise. I basically just did the machine lateral raises. It was really good. It was good enough. I also got kind of a small injury here. Like on the last rep, I was like grinding. I heard a low noise here. So it's kind of painful, but it's not too bad. And yeah, basically for each muscle group, I do between 1 and 2 exercises. Per session. I don't do more. And when you found the exercises that are good for you, that you really like doing, and you found your split and everything, make sure you just have a plan. Like I said, don't just go into the gym and say, okay, I'm just gonna train. Have a plan before you go into the gym. Have a clear plan written down, it's actually better. So I have like my notes app on my iPhone, and I have a document for each workout, for my push A workout, for my push B workout, for my legs B workout, for my legs A, for my pull B, pull A, for every single workout I do in the week. I have like a simple page in my notes app where I have the exercises, the reps, the sets, the weight that I used last week, so that this week when I come in, I know, okay, I did this last week, and I can aim to progress. That's something I'm going to talk more about later on in this video. But have a plan. Many people just go into the gym, they don't have a plan, they just move around, move some weight around. Yeah, you can make some gains with that, but if you really want to optimize how much gains you make, have a plan. When you go into the gym, know which exercise you're going to do, which muscle group you're going to train, how many sets you're going to do for this exercise. Have a clear plan. And then another thing that's very powerful, at least for consistency, because I can't tell you, oh yeah, do this if you're not going to be consistent, because consistency is so important. For consistency, I would recommend you find a time that works best for you to train every day and go to the gym at that time every single day. It can be at the same time, or it should be at the same time and also after the same activity and before the same activity. For example, in the past when I was still in school, I basically went to the gym after school. I just knew, okay, every day after school, I go straight to the gym. I already had my stuff in my backpack. So I just went to the gym every day after school. Now I'm not in school anymore. And what I do, I just go to the gym every day at 5:20. At 5:20, I leave my house. I'm at the gym at 5:50. And my gym opens at 6 a.m. So when it's 6 a.m., when it kind of opens, I can just go in and have my workout. But I know every single day, 6 a.m., I'm in the gym. If I just thought to myself, okay, I'm going to go to the gym, I didn't have a clear time of the day when I kind of planned to go to the gym, it would have been a lot harder for me to be consistent. Because every day I would be here, think to myself, okay, I'm going to go to the gym now. Then an excuse would pop up. And I would say, okay, no, I'm going to go to the gym later. And then another excuse would pop up. And I would say, okay, no, I'm going to go to the gym at 12 p.m. And then at 2 p.m. And then at 6 p.m. I would kind of push it back more and more and more. At some point I would still go, but it would make the process a lot harder for me because I would leave more room for excuses. But when you have a clear, precise time when you know, okay, I'm going to the gym then, it's like there's no excuse that can kind of pop up and disturb you because you know, okay, every day I go to the gym at this time. If I don't go to the gym at this time, then I need to have a pretty good excuse to do so. I still remember when I first started training, I didn't really have a time of day when I really planned to train. I just trained whenever I felt like training. And that led to some problems because very often I would train just before my bedtime. I would wake up and say, okay, I'm going to train at this time, maybe 8 a.m. 8 a.m. would come around, I would push it back. Then 12 p.m. would come around, I would push it back some more. And then 5 p.m. would come around and I'd be like, yeah, I need to go to sleep in a few hours. Let's just train. But I would push it back until I couldn't push it back anymore. And on some days I wouldn't train at all. So I would greatly recommend you to find a time, a precise time that you know, okay, every single day I train at this time. Then another thing that will help you with consistency in the last thing, then I would talk about the nitty-gritty of training because I know people don't like when you talk about consistency and those things, but it's super important. I know many of you will struggle with consistency when you start, and maybe you're already struggling with consistency when it comes to training. So it's so important. So just stay focused here. It's just last bit about consistency. Then I'm going to talk about building muscle and everything. But the last thing, accountability. Something that helped me so much to be consistent, and that still helps me now to be consistent. But 2 years ago, it kind of got the ball rolling for me, because beforehand I couldn't really stay consistent with my training. I would plan to train every day, and I would train maybe once in a whole week, or once every 2 weeks. But when I started doing this, it really changed my life. So basically, I made a habit tracker, and I still use it 2 years ago, 2 years later. That's what it looks like. I basically just stick it up on my wall. As you can see on top of the page, those are the habits that I do. So basically, the first one, cold shower. Second one, workout. Third one, meditate. Fourth one, gratitude. And last one, YouTube. YouTube is kind of a reverse. So I've basically, for a long time, I had kind of a YouTube addiction. So I spent a lot of time just watching BS on YouTube. And I decided to put it on my habit tracker to kind of, on the days where I don't watch any YouTube, and I don't watch any BS on YouTube, I'm allowed to check the box. So as you can see, yesterday I didn't watch any BS on YouTube. The day before yesterday, I watched some BS on YouTube. The day before yesterday, if it's even a word, I didn't. And on the ninth day, I also didn't. So you might think, okay, what's that weird thing I talk about my wall? It's a habit tracker, and it's very effective. I remember when I heard people talk about this when I was younger, before I started using it, I was always so hesitant. So I wasn't convinced. I thought to myself, yeah, it's probably not as effective as people make it out to be. But if you use it correctly, it's very freaking effective because it keeps you accountable. Especially if you stick it up on your wall and you don't lie. Don't sit there and say, okay, I didn't work out today, but I'm still gonna check the box for it. No. Be honest. And it's actually the fact, when you see those days where you haven't checked the box, it really makes you feel bad, but in a good way. Because next day you're gonna think to yourself, yeah, let's check this box. When you go about to go to bed and you see you haven't checked the box, it makes you feel bad, but in a good way. It keeps you accountable. It's as if you had a friend who was in your face and telling you didn't work out today, and kind of insulted you in a good way for not working out today. It really keeps you accountable because you can't lie. You can't run away, especially if you stick it up on your wall and you're completely honest. You can't lie. You have to be completely honest. You have to be honest with yourself and really you see it. I see it every day on my wall, so I can see those days where I watch some BS on YouTube and all those things. For the rest of the habits, I pretty much check every single box. But for YouTube, there were a lot of days where I wasn't able to check the box, and I was just honest with it. But another thing that makes habit tracker really powerful is I had this bare minimum mindset. You might think to yourself, okay, to check the box for working out. When I first started, I had to do a full 1 hour workout to be able to check the box for working out. But no, when I first started, I thought to myself, if I just do one push-up, I'm literally allowed to check the box for working out. And you might think to yourself, one push-up isn't going to do anything. Yeah, it's not going to build any muscle, but it builds this identity for yourself because you think to yourself, okay, even on my worst day, even when I was so busy and tired and unmotivated to train, I still got down, did one push-up. And often when you get down to do one exercise and do this one push-up, very often you think to yourself, okay, I'm not just gonna do one push-up, I'm already on the floor, let's do 5, let's do 10. And very often I'll start off with this mindset of, okay, yeah, I'm tired, I'm not motivated, I don't really feel like it. I would get down to do like 5 push-ups, and then I would end up doing like 50 push-ups. Because you start, you're on the floor, and then just getting your foot into the door helps you just understand, okay, let's just do the full workout. But have this mindset when you start off, this bare minimum mindset, because it really helps you to slowly build up some momentum, slowly build up the discipline to be able to. Now 3 years later, I go to the gym every single day. Like I train every single day. There isn't a day where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not going to train. But it's because I started small. I started with those baby steps. I started as a level 1 character. My skill for discipline was at level 1. I thought to myself, okay, let's go fight those level 1 goblins. I didn't think to myself, okay, let's fight this level 30 monster or dragon. I thought to myself, okay, let's level up. Let's fight those level 1 goblins that I can beat, because I definitely can beat this level 30 dragon. I need to first start with those goblins. And I slowly leveled it up until I reached a point where I could kill the dragon. I apologize for this weird video game analogy, but I hope it kind of makes sense. Discipline, like everything else, it's a skill that you can level up. You can't just go from 0 to 100 in one day. That's what most people actually expect to do, but it's not possible. Now, I'm gonna get into the nitty-gritty of training. So first thing, train close or to failure. It's very important that you train hard. And it's something that really helped me to develop my skill of training to failure, because even like discipline, training to failure is a skill. So basically what I did is I reduced my volume by a lot. So I started doing like one set, because beforehand, for the first few months of me training, I wasn't training hard. And what I did is I went down, I was doing a lot of volume, and I went down to 1 set per exercise. So I was doing like 4 to 5 to 6 exercises per session. And I was doing 1 set for every exercise, basically. And what that did is it made me feel I had this pressure to make the most out of each set I was performing. Because I knew, okay, I only have one set for each exercise. Let's make the most out of it. So I slowly got better at training hard. Of course, at the first few months, I was still not training very hard. But over time, I got better at the skill, better at the skill, better at the skill over time. And I reach a level now where I pretty much, I, I will probably never struggle with training intensity in my life. It will never be a problem for me. And very often I actually struggle because I train probably too hard, very often, for the amount of volume that I do, because I don't just do one set per exercise now. Now I got up, now I do 3 sets on certain exercises, 4 sets on certain exercises, sometimes 2 sets, sometimes 3, sometimes 4, sometimes even 5. So I'm doing more volume, and sometimes I'm bad at sometimes holding back and leaving some reps in the tank. But training intensity, training to failure will probably not be a constraint for me anymore in the future. It's because I slowly built up the skill of training to failure. Another thing, track your workouts. Like I said again, I have a notes page for every single workout I do every week. And in there, I basically write down the weight, and then I write down the reps that I did. So that next time I do the session again, I can aim to progress, I can aim to get better. I can aim to add one more rep. I can aim to add some weight. For example, today, I'm just going to take an example. The first exercise I did was the barbell incline press. The basically incline press with the barbell. And the first set, I used 60 kilograms for 5 reps. With good technique, 60 kilograms for 5 reps, which I'm pretty proud of, because 60 kilograms is like a goal that I want to reach for a long time now. For the first set, I did 60 kilograms for 5 reps. Then the second set, I did 60 kilograms for 5 reps again. So basically what I wrote down, I had the name of the exercise on top of the page. Then I wrote down 60 times 5, basically. So it's pretty damn simple. Just 60 times 5. And for bodyweight exercises, for example, so one of the last exercises I did was dips. So it's just a bodyweight exercise. So I just basically wrote down BW times 6 times 5 for dips. So BW for bodyweight. And if I'm doing a bodyweight exercise plus an extra weight, maybe I'm doing dips with a dip bell like I used to in the past, I write down BW plus the weight. So maybe if I'm using an extra 20 kilograms, BW plus 20 times 6, 7, 8. Basically, that's how it is. It isn't very simple. It isn't very complicated. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't need to use some fancy app. If you want to, you can use an app that are some very good apps out there, but you don't have to. You can even write down on like a notes page like this one, for example. I used to write down my workouts in this blog here, and it was still very effective. But you just need to be able to see what you did last session, so you can do better this session. Another thing, technique should always be your priority. So I would recommend you a good way to improve your technique is just watching other people that are very experienced, that have very good technique, just watching them train. So what I often did in the past is I watched videos from like a channel called Renaissance Periodization, and they have a few YouTube videos where they show themselves training, or they show themselves training other people, and they have some really good technique used. Like Renaissance Periodization, they really prioritize technique above everything else, and I really like that. So I watched a few of their videos, and I saw, okay, my sets don't look anything like that. So I thought to myself, okay, I have to do better. I have to improve my technique. I have to go slow on the way down. I have to go through a fuller range of motion. That's how I slowly improve my technique. And if you want, I actually have a video of me training in my room, and you can see my technique there. So it's called Full Pull Workout in My Bedroom. It's a short video that I made a few days ago, and yeah, it might be fun to watch it. I'm literally promoting my videos in another one of my videos. Kind of, yeah, fuck it. So watching others can actually help with your technique a lot, and also help with your training intensity. Because if you see someone who's training really, really hard, very often if you are actually humble and you're able to actually look back at yourself, you might notice that your sets don't look anything like theirs. They train a lot harder than you do. And it will give you some inspiration and motivation to do better in the future. So The last thing is basically just caloric surplus. If you are a skinny guy like I was in the past, like I literally weighed 52 kilograms when I started this, and now I'm at around 87, 88 kilograms. So I gained 35 to 36 kilograms in 2 years. If you're a skinny guy, you need to just eat more. Eat more. You can't just train and expect to reach 80 kilograms or look any bigger if you're not gaining any weight. So gain weight. Try to aim to gain around 1 to maybe 2 kilograms per month. Because if you're a beginner, you can probably build muscle a lot quicker than later on. If you're already, then when you be 2 years or 3 years into training, so you can afford to have like a more aggressive surplus. So gaining 2 kilograms per month could be totally fine, could work well for you. But gaining 2 kilograms per month for someone who's more experienced might not be the best idea, because you're going to be muscle slower. More of that weight is going to be fat instead of muscle. And then the last thing, be patient. It's a slow process. It's not like something. It's not something you can do quickly. Just need to be patient, because, and the mindset that really helps me personally to be patient. It's just to think to myself, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. I'm never going to stop. I'm going to be that 80-year-old, 90-year-old still going to the gym. So if I have 60 years ahead of me, if I don't die earlier, of course, but if I have 6 years ahead of me to build that physique, why should I rush? So be patient, and you probably don't plan to just build a physique and stop training. You probably don't. You probably aim to maintain that physique and even build a better physique over time. So just having the knowledge that you're going to be training for the rest of your life can really help. So yeah, I hope you found this video valuable, and hope you actually take action. If you want more help from me, just click the first link in the description. Don't worry from discomfort. Chase it.